Okay, second part of this journey into me is taking responsibility for all aspects of how I participated in my life thus so far, and that um, includes karmic relationships in relationships that I've had in my life, in love relationships and friendship relationships, and looking at the different roles. Now, as I look at the different roles in each one of them, I see storylines. I see their storyline and I see my storyline. All I can be responsible is my storyline, and ensuring that I go into the storyline knowing that it's connected to a karmic outcome that started. So maybe in this life I'm hurting someone, maybe in the last life they were hurting me. So going in and taking responsibility for forgiveness to myself, forgiveness for the other, and ending the karmic ties is the next piece of it. If we're going to level up, right, to our greatest possibility, then ownership of where we are at in this current positioning and where we've been at from where our eyes can see is part and parcel. That's what I'm hearing. Part and parcel to this journey piece, which is getting very honest and authentic, and standing before you and saying that I've been both the aggressor and I've been both the victim. I've been the perpetrator and I've been the one hurt. Neither side feels good, and neither side is something I want to continue. Some I did unconsciously, other times I did it consciously, but it's neither here nor there, is it really? Because in the end, it's still energy, and energy, until it is looked at, identified, and transformed, cannot be anything other than what a current state is, which is what I believe karma is, right? It's energy unresolved, it's energy unlooked at, and it's energy with no one willing to take responsibility for their part in creating that energy. So everyone walks away, but then the energy follows you from lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. This is especially difficult, I found, for it's difficult across the board. I don't care if it was an old boss, a new boss, old friend, a new friend, an old lover, a new lover, a stranger on the street. All of it is relative. And so this is the next piece for me that I am doing. So what I've gone in and done is I can see my part. I can see the lesson in which I was meant to learn. I can see their part, which is for me to forgive. And then I end those contracts. I end those agreements, those relationships on all levels of existence. I end our desire, whether this time around is my desire to hurt them, or this time around is my desire to claim them, or my desire to be hurt by them. It's cycling in of energy, right? So I believe we're responsible for the energy in which we're creating. Like the other video, I am responsible for how I view my collective. And if I am viewing my collective as the enemy, then the enemy it shall be, right? So that's a massive micro. I can't remember right now. It's a massive energy, right? The collective consciousness is, but it's contributing to the Susan collectiveness and the history. From how far back I go, I don't know. I just know that there is a premortal me inside of here that I am also viewing, right? Can you see yourself in this video? Or do you see me as separate? Just a question. I think that's where I'm going to end it. It's just fun to get to that point. Thanks for listening, and it's a lot of energy to take in. I'm not gonna lie. It's a lot of like, but I was born to function like this. I was born to come in, see, and identify. And now that I know that I'm truly just identifying myself instead of all of you out there, it's moving this along nicely. It actually takes away, in a lot of ways, the pressure of feeling helpless, because the thing to change what I see as the world was exhausting. To see and to accept and to change inside of me, I have all the tool set in the world to do that, because I am I've got my inside crew. So it doesn't feel like a lot of stress. It feels like I can breathe and I can laugh for a moment. It's just like, yes, this is okay. Let's do this with self. Let's do this with self. Let's make this place inside of self, inside of what we call Susan. Right? Susan, all of Susan, right? Let's make this self we have inside of Susan yummy. And the way to do that is to end all conflict. Conflict in which I see. Conflict in which I feel. Conflict in which I've generated inside of me as energy through a thought, through an action. And this may have not occurred in this lifetime. It may be occurring from other lifetimes coming forth. It's deep. It's cool. It's fun. And breath. That's the secret to all of it. Just remembering to put oxygen in. Oxygen helps move things. And remember this, we are not alone. So one of my favorite tools that works for me all the time is that their Heavenly Father and Divine Mother I see within me. Karma, unresolved energy, and the collective consciousness in conflict, in being the victim and not being the victim, and then perpetrating, and then having others perpetrate on me, and having love and then not having love returned to me, and then others loving me and me not returning that love to them. And it's just a cycle. And I am at the helm of it. I'm at the helm of this energy and this interaction with this energy. And I'm like, holy shit, I don't know how to change it. I don't know how to fix it. I can identify it. I do see it. But on such a massive scale, like the collective consciousness, even on the individual and even on the family history, I ask, because I know I will receive, to find peace, to find forgiveness, to give forgiveness, to find love, to give love. To be the example of love, to experience the example of love. And the list goes on and on. To be my greatest possibility, to see my greatest possibility. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? Why you silly? Rouse. Mwah.